That's enough of the starting soon screen. I'm already, what, an hour late. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm Braythorn. What's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. I am fine. Thank you. Yeah, sorry for being late. Trying to prepare for departing tomorrow, which is why on the last stream, I was like, should I stream on Thursday? The answer is probably no. But we here anyway. That's just dedication. That's what that is. Hold on. Go. There we. Nope. Wrong one. There we go. A little preview here. I like to have whatever's happening on stream. I have a portable monitor that's like mounted up that has it on it, kind of, so I can see. Well, anyways, hi. What's going on? Welcome, Natty. Thank you for holding the pixel. Appreciate it. How does one hold a pixel? Don't you go anywhere, little guy. Welcome. Be back quickly. Get the snack. Don't forget the popcorn. Good evening, sir. What's up, Bone Shock? Welcome. Shanala, how you doing? Hope you're ready for Saturday. It's gonna be a fun show, I hope. Never been to the one in San Antonio, but I have met one like little crew of people at a card shop there, and that was it. But they were super nice. And of course, San Antonio. A lot of nice people are just nice there. San Antonio people are nice. Horsoda, what's up? Welcome. Hope you're doing well too. Thank you again for the awesome absolutely, Horsoda. Happy to help. Not Jaspers, what's up? Welcome. You're not late on you time. Debatable, but yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate the sentiment. Something grind set, mindset, whatever the grind. Yeah. Not about grind set. Find balance in your lives. Blue Zionic Wolf, what's up? Welcome. How's it going? Tomorrow's going to drag on so slow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to be finalizing some things. I was actually going to leave earlier in the day to head up there just to get settled in and all that. And however, there was something I realized I was missing from my IRL streaming kit from my, and I'm not using the backpack thing. I wasn't able to get service for it just yet, but hopefully that'll be fine. At least we're going to be recording everything. But I still wanted to have everything for that. For those who watched a lot of the tech content through the years, you know I like to have crazy setups for shows and for when I go to expos and trade shows and cons and things like that. This one is no different. Well, it's different, but it's very cool. It is a hands-free camera person. Why do I do this? Got my box of Ninja Spinner today, though. Nice. Have you ripped it? Or are you waiting to stream it? And it's really funny you say that because my reaction times kind of suck. So I never actually been able to hold a pixel. Basically, aiming a spot really small so that your opponent can't really react to you. I can never react fast enough so that I have to hold an angle. Yeah, my reflexes. I had them. I had great reflexes way back in the day. Counter-Strike 1.6. But those days are gone. There's a little internet cafe gaming spot called Digital Underground that me and my buddies used to go to, and we'd do our little 2x2 cover formations in Counter-Strike, and it was really, really fun. Man, I was very competitive at the time. However, tremors are not very good for aim. Not necessarily for just like, for like reaction times. When you react, if you have tremors, oftentimes any sort of, I guess you could say, knee-jerk reaction. Any quick reaction, we'll either overdo it or underdo it. You don't have fine control of your phalanges. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Waiting to stream it probably next weekend with a few more boxes too, as in card show hall. Absolutely. Grew up playing CS 1.6. Let me tell you, I could navigate DE Aztec blindfolded. Yep. Whenever I test a PC, it's Dust 2 in Counter-Strike 2. you believe it took this long for them to count to 2? And we know Valve can't count to 3, so this is it. That's it. That's all the Counter-Strike. So we do have some stuff to do today. And this is partially in anticipation of well, mostly in anticipation of the card show. I need to get through my box of Perfect Order. I need to see if there's anything good in there. I also want to go over this. This is my sell or trade binder. Now, it's mostly a trade binder. The reason is, everybody, what are the 3 ways of getting a Pokemon in a mainline Pokemon RPG? The 3 ways. I hope you studied for this pop quiz. How do you study for a pop quiz? Well, that's the joke. Hope my AC works by then because it has been too hot to do anything. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Catch, trade, steal. Not Jasper's. Steal is an option. Is there something I missed? They can't count to 3, but they can subvert that by foregoing numbers altogether. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life Alex. Yeah, it's really Counter-Strike 4. Oh, catch, trade, steal is a Team Rocket way of doing it. Well, I mean, as the player, and no, I'm not talking about the Team Rocket ROM hack. I'm talking about official. Like, okay, I'll just tell you, catching, trading, and promos, as in mystery gifts and codes, right? 3 official ways to get Pokemon in the Pokemon games. That guy does sell you a Magikarp, but he is conning you. Not a path I want to really follow. You may buy 1 Magikarp card. I'm good. I have a Magikarp. I mean, unless it's like the crazy Shinji Kanda Magikarp. That'd be kind of cool. But no, yeah, it's promos. There's like, hey, you put this code in under mystery gift, and then search. You can do search the internet. There might be Pokeballs there and just things like that. Or you put in a code and you get a Charizard with full EVs and everything. It's all that. Why do y'all think I count promo cards in the boxes that I open as me officially getting that Pokemon? Those are the 3 legitimate ways for me to get Pokemon. So this is my trade binder. And I'm predictable, so it's purple, of course. Let's take a little peek through what I have in there so far. We might go through my other dupes and stuff just to see what I would be potentially willing to trade. Now, what would I trade for? You might ask. I'm glad you might asked. Cub Fu, because it's only 1, and it's in a very expensive set. Bonsley, obviously. Some of the really hard to get ones. We're not going to be throwing money into a bonfire trying to get those by catching them. No, we're going to trade for those. I did a lot of soul searching on this. Also a lot of content watching Pokemon content creators that I like, just tearing their hair out trying to pull. Oh man, poor Kiki Rips. I cannot imagine. You don't know how much 151 this guy has ripped, and just trying to get not an SIR, not an illustration rare, an ultra rare. Although, yeah, that sounds like it would be the most rare. It's not. Just an ultra rare Arbok to get the master set. Kiki just burns through 151 trying to do this. Every dupe that is already in the master set, which is every card but that full art Arbok, just gets given away to people in the comments of the videos for those those cards are pulled in. Yeah, it's brutal. We're not doing that. We are playing this as if it was the game, actually. So yeah, we're gonna be, we catch, we trade, or we get promos. Y'all went real quiet after I dropped that knowledge bomb. But it's legit. That's legit. It's good logic. What if I just put this on here like that? Wouldn't that be dope, actually? I don't have another one, though. And it's kind of a central piece of the but it would look sick on there with like the depth, the detail. That would look really cool. I mean, you could put a magnet. I don't think magnet works on cork, but I can fix that. I can put a little metal plate on. I just worry that it would fall off if I don't use super glue. Knowledge so deep it dealt psychic damage. Just rebooting. Froze up on the info dump. Oh, sorry about that. Well, okay. Just the TLDR or TL was reboot WRPC. Is that there's three ways to officially catch or to officially attain a Pokemon for your team, your Pokedex in general. In the official mainline Pokemon games, you catch it yourself, you trade for it, or you get a promo Pokemon. As in, there's a code that's put out there and people can get it. As an example, the terrible handling of the Pokemon Company and GameStop for the shiny Koraidon and Miraidon codes. Yeah, it was really bad. So stores got like 15 of them. And they were like gone, and it's like codes. It's digital information, but they had to be on a physical. Forget it. Anyways, I got mad about that already back then. I don't need to do that again. Anyways, wearing the appropriate shirt for this discussion, right? There's all the Pokemon on it. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I do. That means that's why I count promo cards in boxes, special collections or ultra premium collections or ETBs. Those promo cards, I didn't technically catch it. No, it was a promo, and that counts in the game, so it counts in real life. If you catch the Pokemon in the game, you catch it in real life. Anyways. Also, I can now, well, I can't do this without shaking the camera, but I can focus the camera without shaking it now. Look at that. I mean, my hands are shaking. That's not going away. All right, so let's go over the trade binder. This binder is a top loader binder. Some of these cards, it's like, why is that thing in a top loader? It doesn't really need it. I don't care. If I'm going to trade this with somebody, it needs to be in perfect condition insofar as in so much as I can have it in perfect condition. Anyways, so you saw me catch these the other day, and it's like, I have them. I've already got them. So there you go. The Surfer SIR, I don't need, but it's like 25, 30 bucks worth. The Excadrill EX Ultra Rare is like worth like $3 or something. It doesn't matter. Maybe someone values their Bonsly card is at around $3. It's not. It's worth more than that now. But anyways, moving on. Some of these are recent, like you saw that I got in a gem pack. Hold on, let me You guys saw that in the Gem Pack Volume 4, I got dupes of both of these. So there they are. And there's some people who will like not rip those packs. So there you go. The Crobat illustration rare that I just got, I have a Crobat SIR. I don't need it. The Sliggoo, I got 2 of these, so I'm good. This Incineroar GX, I'm kind of sad about because this is better than the EX that I got recently from that box, but I ripped this in like 2016. It's a pretty cool card. I haven't actually checked the value, but whatever. The Deoxys V-Star rather. I like the V-Max card more. And that's what goes in the Pokédex. I don't know. I think this one might be worth a little more. That is not what determines what goes in the Pokédex. I like the other one more. It was cooler. So there's that. That's a V-Star Deoxys. Pretty sick card, especially if you like Deoxys. And you don't want to buy a Deoxys box just to get that promo card. Mega Sharpedo EX, Secret Rare, Riolu promo card. This is like $2. But it's really cool looking, and I already have one in the, because that was the Mega Evolution Lucario box promo card. Let's see, the Mr. Mime. Yeah, I have two. I pulled 2 of those. The Miss Magus, I have an illustration rare. Mienshao, I pulled 2 of those. This Gengar is just like that Incineroar. I'm struggling to not upgrade the Gengar. Wait, no. I don't need to anymore. I have the Gengar Mega Attack Rare now. Right? I think so. Yes. So before that, though, I was struggling with this because this is a sick EX from the X and Y era. Package, what's up? Hey, I just bought my first Pokemon card since the flood. Got a Perfect Order booster bundle. Nice. I do like Perfect Order. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, actually. I have pulled, I think, 4 of these Meowths. So 2 of them are in the binder. I have this Heliolisk in Japanese, and I kind of prefer to keep that. I've pulled 2 of these Marshadows from Mega Evolution base set. I had this Articuno that I pulled. Journey Together is where I got it, and this is the one in Japanese. So if you like Japanese cards and you love Articuno, that's a great trade. This Pikachu is awesome. I love I love this Terra Pikachu. It's super sick, and I want to keep that for my quote unquote Pikachu collection. But someone else might want it more. My Pikachu collection is just the thing that's happening because there's Pikachu cards everywhere, and I'm just like, well, this feels fun to just collect these, whatever. But there's over 800 Pikachu cards that have been in production in all the 30 years of Pokemon. I'm not collecting that many. A lot of them are worth more than my car. I'm not doing that. Not a lot of them, but some of them. The Slurpuff I pulled 2. The Galarian Obstagoon, I have one in English, and the Japanese one. Or I have 2 Japanese ones. I don't remember. The Mega Audino EX. I have a great Audino illustration rare already. So the Asako Ito Crochet Mega Audino. Or just Audino. It's not Mega. Now, y'all know about this. I pulled this from Prismatic Evolutions. Then I pulled the Japanese version from Terrestrial Festival. Is it Terrestrial Festival? Yes. And I kind of want, because of the art style, I want to keep the Japanese one in my Pokédex. I feel like it really suits this one. Look at the clouds, basically, in the background. They have sort of that Japanese flair, I feel. Could be wrong. That's why I said I feel. I got 2 of these Weezings. Tornadus promo card. I have 2 of those. That's just a Black Bolt White Flare promo card from the ETBs. I have pulled 3 sick Kyurem cards. 3! And the one that I have is like, that I have in the Pokédex is that insane Kyurem VMAX one. That's like, it's not a rainbow card, but it has like the rainbow colors all over it, the texture, everything. So These are really sick. Got the Kurami X and Black Kurami X. Lana's Aid SIR. Someone might need this for their Twilight Masquerade Master Set. I don't know if anybody Master Set Twilight Masquerade. EB Games doesn't have ETBs anymore. Waiting for ETB so badly. Yeah, I mean, the thing about ETBs is they can be overpriced and overhyped just because it's like, it's got a promo card, it's the whole box art, it's all that. Oftentimes, if you're trying to do anything new, booster bundles are going to be better. And if you're trying to rip old packs, this is what I'm finding, by the way. And if you're trying to rip older packs, blister packs are better. Like single, double, or triple pack blisters are like supposedly the way to go from what I hear. Or a Choreo EX. I've got the promo card, the Shinji Kanda promo card that came with the Mega Charizard X EX UPC. I have 4 of these, so I'm putting 2 in here. Or I have 3 of them, and I'm putting 2 in here. These apparently from Ascended Heroes are actually pretty valuable, like 15, 20 bucks for N's Suspicious Supplement. So, and we come to the last page. So far, I don't want to trade this or give it away. I want to keep this, but I have Misty's Psyduck in the Pokedex where they're swimming together. It's such a cool card. It's so chill. And that's what's going to be in the Pokedex. So that's the thing is like, if I'm trading it, it has to be for something equally really like that. I will value just as much. The Dragonite EX is also from the X and Y era. I ripped it. I pulled this 10 years ago. And I just don't feel right putting it in the Pokedex because it's not from the starting from scratch kind of thing. And then this random Sharon trainer card. I don't know. Someone might need that for their Ascended Heroes Master Set, which people are trying to do, which is crazy. We have, though, a lot of pages left over. Don't mind these 2. These already have a home. So, these already have a home. Talking about Pikachu, a set that I need next set that releases Mr. Wavy Chew and Mrs. Wavy Chew Pikachu cards. We do need to have those from the trailer, right? That connect and the smoocher hanging out in lawn chairs. It'd be cute. It'd be cute. ETBs aren't in good value. I'm aware. I want the pretty box to show off. It is really cool to have the boxes. That's true. The biggest fan of in a narrator voice. In a world of tech content creators, one Braethorn helps out the people with the best deals and the best parts to build their PCs. I'd like to be in that world. We're not in that world right now, unfortunately. And ETBs smell good. Oh, okay. Well, that is, I suppose, one way to experience an ETB. You know, huffing that fresh printer ink, I guess. It's not fresh. It's been in a box, but, you know. Anyways, we'll go over some of my other ones, and y'all can let me know what you think. You can even let me know what you think about the ones I had in here already. Are there any of those that I showed you that you think I shouldn't have in there? I had closed it already. I just opened it. Whatever, it's open now. I do want to talk about this too. Oh, well, these are just a few. Like, see, so like I'm keeping this one because right now in the Pokédex I have the English version of the Mega Attack Rare Halucha, and this was the Japanese version that I pulled. I want to have both, and I got a third one, so I'm giving that, trading that. By the way, what's up, WX fan? Hope you're doing well. I didn't mean to ignore. That's I read the thing in the voice. Like that was me. You know. Chris Crawford, what's up? Welcome. You thought you missed this stream? I almost missed this stream myself. Because I'm supposed to be preparing for a short trip tomorrow, but I decided I wanted to stream. We had stuff to do anyways. But yeah, not gonna lie, I do get my ETB box and sniff it a few times every so often. They do smell good. I mean, books smell good. That's not their intended purpose, but I love the smell of a good book. You know, I had this EVV. That's no one's gonna want to trade for that, and I want to keep these. These were all part of that same set that I got out of that one EV box. And this is that yet another one of those Meowths. I have too many of these. But I'm obviously going to keep at least one. This is what I'm struggling with right now. I've been really good, okay? I've been good. I have not put any of my old collection of Pokemon cards into the Pokédex that we've been putting together on these streams. But there's one. There's one card I really want to put in there. And I already have a good card for this Pokemon. But that card is not this card. Here, I'm taking it out of the thing. I'm zooming in. It's a 10-year-old Gardevoir EX. It's Gardevoir in front of a purple background. But the card that I have right now is also awesome. It's from Shiny Treasures, and it's the Secret Shiny Rare. It's also very cool. So, like, the first struggle is I don't think I should take any of my old cards and put them in there. It's this one. This one is the one I'm struggling with. The other part of it is I don't know which one should be in the Pokédex. They're both really cool cards. Jeff Trains, welcome. How's it going? I don't know. This one is just like we're going way in there. Hold on. Stop shaking. Not me, the camera. That's a beautiful card. Let me get the other one. Let me get the other one real quick, okay? While I'm doing that, why don't y'all have a look at just how many Pokemon we've caught? I just got caught up from the last stream, so we're all caught up now. Check this out. Actually, I need to check something real quick. Gardevoir, where why am I missing Gardevoir here? What am I doing? And there's delayed. I can't see right now. I don't know. Okay, there it is, right there. 282. Got it. I know that's out of focus. I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna show another card really close up. So. I need y'all's input on this. That is an unfortunate misspelling, Peckish, that Automod did pick up. That gives you another chance to try that one out. So, and also you mentioned you don't have protective sleeves. You should get protective sleeves. Just penny sleeves are fine if you're not trying to play the game. So, again, hold on. Let me take this out of its protective sleeve. I need y'all's input on this. If you care about the monetary value, this one is more valuable. I don't know. I think it was like worth like 25 bucks or something. But that is not my focus. That's not what speaking of focus. Okay. And this one I think is 10 or 15, something like that. The one that I've had in the Pokédex up until this point is this one. They're both super sick. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, that can be misinterpreted, so. It will remain. The random moderation from YouTube's AI moderation has been just destroying channels for much less. So showing that on stream is not something I would do. So they have different effects. Yes, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. Yeah. It's a website where people put videos and also live stream sometimes. If you've never heard of YouTube. Well, that's the reason, Shanala, I have never put this, I never swapped these out. Also, it's something I would have wanted to like run by you guys anyway. What I like about the shiny card is how much more clear the line art is and everything. Perfect Order is one card, and that's just the energy card. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to stick with this one, but it's just, this one is so nice. It doesn't deserve to just go into a top loader and be in my storage box thing. It's really nice, and I'm not trading this away. This was one of the first hits I ever got 10 years ago. I don't know if this translates that well on camera, but there's a haze around it. The basically, you go into Photoshop, FX, outer glow. That's what they did here, and that kind of cuts the it softens the line art too much, I think. I just really like the contrast between the green and the purple with the gold outline. It is such a visually pleasing color combination, color palette. But so is this. So yeah, this is also, most of my cards are modern. This is more in keeping with that. So we're gonna stick with this one. I guess this one is worth more, but that is not the metric upon which we base our choices. Now, there have been some exceptions to this, but those are few and far between. That's the other side of this too. Yeah, it's the fairy typing is no longer a thing. This was a really cool card back in its day, and it remains a really cool card. What a weird attack. The attack is I can get close up to it again, but I can just say it. It's Link Blast. It costs 1 fairy energy, 1 colorless energy. It does 30 damage plus. Those always mean there's a modifier, right? There's a variable. And it just says if this Pokemon and your opponent's active Pokemon have the same amount of energy attached to them, this attack does 70 more damage. So you have 1 round to use it, if that happens. Well, unless you keep attaching energy, I guess, along with them. Which could be a strategy, I suppose. So I had the Dragonite EX, the Gengar EX, and then the Incineroar full art card from 2016. Those all were tempting to put in the Pokédex. None as much as this one. So thank you for going through that with me. I really appreciate it. I know, what a silly thing to worry about or think about too much, but hey, that is the collector lifestyle. What's the app that you can scan a card and get its value estimate? There's multiple. I use Rare Candy because you can do the scanning thing and there's no paywall. Collector is a very good app in a lot of ways, but you have like 15 scans before you have to get a membership. So Rare Candy is the one I would recommend, very likely. I just got a hit, which is sick. Congrats. That's awesome. So you're ripping packs while I'm here about to be ripping packs, which I am, by the way. I did not forget my mission here. And our mission, we got to get through like... Oh, nope. My mission is not to drop cards I really, really like. Like I just did. But it did not. It fell onto a soft thing and it's fine. Didn't fall into a corner or anything. It's fine. Okay. Back to spot number 282 you go. Let's not spill our drink. Thank you. I do have some really cool news, though. As of me getting caught up with the last things that we pulled, I now have officially completed the first page. Because we got that Kakuna and that awesome purple Beedrill. I've completed a lot of pages in this Pokédex, to be clear. It's just that I had these missing 2 spots here. And that is now done. So I'm basically missing Tentacruel from 151 from the first gen. Tentacruel, is it Hitmonchan? I think there. Oh no. Yes. Omastar, Kabutops. I don't remember what goes here before Snorlax. Offhand, whatever. Anyways, that's it. Just a few from the first gen. Good luck on the packs. I'm gonna get myself some food. All right, go for it. The thing is, yeah, we have almost 900 out of the 1,025 Pokemon in our Pokédex now. Good work, team. Guys, if you ever notice, because there's some streamers that I see, or YouTubers I see as well, because a lot of them use this microphone. Not this one. This one's mine. But their pop filters, they let them get, or the windscreen, whatever you want to call it, so covered in lint and stuff. If you ever see me letting that happen, you call me out. I just really like this because the handling noise is like 0 when I move it around. I really have to like, and even then it's very little. Aerodactyl, that's right. I'm missing Aerodactyl. Thank you. So Kabutops, Aerodactyl, just a few other ones. Yeah, not missing a lot now. Tentacruel. Yep. Yeah, we're getting there. Oh yeah, well, okay. I was gonna go over some of the other cards that we have as options here, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna actually check the form just to see if anybody has filled it out. I already think I know the answer. It's probably no. Nope. Yeah, not since the 22nd. And before that, it was the 15th. And then it's so sparse now. People aren't either they're buying PCs, but they're not coming to me for help, or it is what we all know it probably is. Just people are just avoiding buying a PC for now until it's actually affordable. So later in the stream, we will go over this, and we'll go over some of my other options for trade and whatnot. I'm not going to sell any of them. I don't want to sell any of them. That's another thing I was thinking about with the Black Zekrom EX. You can't sell your Pokemon in Pokemon games. I'm not going to I'm probably not going to stick with that one because these are rules again that just apply to the Pokédex. If I'm going to master set something, I am free to, like, if I'm like, oh, I want to master set Perfect Order because it's a small set, I'm free to buy singles for that if I want to. It would just be cool to have a master set, and there's only like 120 plus cards in that set. So that's what we're ripping right now, by the way. We got to get through the rest. I want to get through the rest of that booster box, just because I need to know if I get the couple chases, one of the chases that I want, like I want the Mega Starmie, and a couple others really cool cards that are in there. So I don't have to buy any more Perfect Order. 1 second. That doesn't work because I'm not in the right view. Hold on. Okay. It was like too minty. Jeez. Okay. So what are we thinking? Now that I've probably got most of the commons and uncommons with that first 6 packs and the build and battle box and all that, we can probably just do hits only, right? We have a lot to go through, so we can make it do it in one go, or like do this side, then the other side hits only. That would actually be better. I think we'll do these hits only, then these hits only. And that should be 15 packs each. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay. Good talk. Okay. Why do I have a stapler on my pegboard? I have so many uninteresting things on my pegboard that I just need to move to my garage pegboard and have in there instead of having them here. Like, I don't use that thing hardly at all. It's just a stapler on my background. I guess, you know what? It's actually kind of a good representation of the two big sides of me, which is like building and making stuff and then nerdy things. So, yeah, maybe it's fine. John Paul Bacon, welcome. How's it going? Also, thank you, Chris. I appreciate the congratulations on that. The Pokédex is really coming along beautifully, but okay. Oh, one thing you're going to hear me talk about in this to start this off is the slander that keeps going on against Perfect Order. Now, I think it comes from a misunderstanding of like the purpose of some sets versus other ones, things that I'm learning as I go along, by the way. There are sets that are I think are more focused by the Pokemon Company, like on purpose, more focused on the collecting side of the TCG, and others that are more focused on the players. So I'll talk a little bit about that. It'll get edited down to just be, you know, nice and neat, but yeah, concise is not a word that applies to me usually. Wait, you like Pokemon? Yeah. Not something I talked about in my content and in my streams very much, but now I do because I don't get to talk about computers that much anymore. Peckish, a lot of people actually don't like Pokemon. Braythorn plus concise equals, huh? What's up, Rubu? How's it going? Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like Pokemon, and that's fine. But there are a ton of people who do. That's why it is like the biggest franchise in the world. Disney doesn't even come close in terms of revenue per year. That's real, by the way. Check Wikipedia for that. That's real stuff. We like cards. That's about it. I mean, you know. But what's up, Lampfell? How you doing? My content is I'm still going to be dipping into the tech content side of things to keep things going there, but it's just that market is trash right now because of AI companies, and I'm not just going to sit here and cry about it. I did a lot of that. I'm done with it now. So I'm making a Pokemon centric YouTube channel as well, and we've been recording a boatload of content for it. So it's gonna be shorts on the TCG, it's gonna be long form on the video games, and also playing the TCG, stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's called Braythorn EX. I'd 1v1 Scizor. Arcanine, I'd adopt them. I don't think people usually fist fight Pokemon. I think they let Pokemon fight Pokemon. Glad to hear that, John Paul, by the way. Okay. Whenever I do these, when I'm ripping packs, I am recording. I will sometimes stop to comment on things in chat, but I usually am kind of focused on that. So if you say something momentous and I don't notice, do not take it personally. It is not personal. You're a fighting type. So wait, hold on. Lampfowl, right? Lampfowl. So are you as Lampfowl, right? Is it an electric lamp or a like gas lamp, right? So that would mean fighting fire type or fighting electric type. Anyways, just going off your name here. Okay. And we're recording. Yeah, like Blaziken. The perfect order slander continues. And yeah, slander is when some things are said that aren't necessarily based in truth. And there's a lot of Pokemon content creators out there that I really like that are saying that this set is trash, it's no good, it doesn't have enough hits, and yada, yada. I think that comes from a place of misunderstanding. We are going to rip, by the way, half of these remaining 30 packs in my booster box here. But I just want to say really quick, I want to make sure y'all understand something. If you're just into Pokemon cards for collecting, then you're probably not going to be a huge fan of Perfect Order. Because as I've been sort of learning about this hobby, I feel like there's sets that are more geared towards the players of the TCG with important cards for the meta and all this kind of stuff as other cards get rotated out. And those cards aren't those sets aren't necessarily going to have huge hits like Charizard, whatever, Gengar, whatever, right? That's this. And that means that the prices aren't going to get super inflated because collectors and scalpers aren't going to be all over it. That, I see, is a good thing for the people playing the game, which I'm recently becoming one of those. I hope to continue that. It's really, really fun, by the way. But that doesn't mean there aren't really cool cards in here, and we're going to try to pull them right now. And we're going to do that with 15 of my remaining packs. I did a video earlier. If you missed it, I just did the first inaugural 6 packs of this booster box. And now we're going to be doing 15 more hits only. So that means I'm going to take the back 3 out of each of these. I've already got most of the commons and uncommons and item trainer cards. So we're just doing hits only on these. Won't be that long of a video. Stick around while I fast forward through getting that done. RGB, I need your luck here. Thanks, buddy. All right, let's get this going. And now this is all going to be fast forwarded so I can play music again. Hi, guys. What's up? Rubu, have we set in stone the date for the rescheduled date yet for the grand finals? I don't know why I can't open these. can actually. Oops. Well done. All right, Bone Shock, thanks for stopping through. Hope you have a good one. Go get some rest, and see you in the next one. Don't forget, Saturday I should be IRL streaming from the card show. So I hope you get to catch some of that. It's not a normal streaming day for me, although that might change. As I try to add more gaming streams to what I do, I need to add more days to streaming. If I want to do this and get a lot of content recorded for that, I need to not just be so like I stream 3 days a week, 4 hours a stream. Like that's a very casual way to stream. I need to add more time to that. So we'll see. Saturday or Friday, one of the two, I'm thinking are going to be one of the day where I do that. Man, I really need to get that workflow in. I like how some of these Pokemon content creators just rip packs like it's just nothing. I also need to focus. I have messed up the whole Mega Pack thing before. It's just my hands are cold, you know. I'm like a speedrunner that needs to warm up here. All right, sounds good. Oh, wrong side. Ha 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 ha. It's that. That's the rip that I like to do. I want that to be how they always go. There we go. You've got a feel for it now. All right. This is a lot of packs. This could be a lot of cards. I'm going to have a lot of bulk to go through. When this is sped up to like 1,000% speed in the video, I'm going to look so pro. There also should be 15 energy cards over here when I'm done. If it's not, I messed something up. Yeah, I'm putting that in the video. Victor Mendez 5091 says, I got a PC question. Well, I'd love to hear that. That's good. I have been getting very few of those because most people are a little scared to buy a PC right now. But I am currently recording a video. So post your question in chat or fill out the form that's linked in the description if it's about something like an upgrade, like you want help with an upgrade. The form will tell you things like you need to have a list of your current parts, and if it makes you give me information that really helps. If it's just about like, hey, I'm having issues with this, you know, put whatever question you want in the chat. I'll let you know if you need to fill out a form or what. but I am currently recording for a video where it's not going to be as boring as what it looks like. This is the sped up part where I'm getting everything ready for that, but still. And we finish it with a Mega Zygarde pack. Nice. This is a hits-only Mega Pack, Natty. Because we've already got most of the commons and uncommons, so... There could be some really good item cards in there. So it's not like I'm tossing that aside. Okay. All right. So if I did this correctly, there should be 15 energy cards in this stack right here. If I didn't, there won't. Let's find out. $15. There we go. Did it perfectly. Sweet. Now we're just gonna eyeball these cards. There's probably some good item cards I might still need in here. Maybe a Pokemon or two that I haven't caught yet, but I doubt it. But let's take a look. I will set item cards aside. Rose's Encouragement is really good for my superior deck that I have. I do need to build that up because I've only got oh, this is how you get Tyrant there. Really cool. Servine. Okay. I'm just separating out the item cards, then that's fine. Jaw Fossil and Judge. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything I haven't gotten already. That's why I'm doing it this way. Pokeball. Ah, there it is. Got a Pokepad. Those are highly desirable for this meta right now. I'm still not super knowledgeable about playing the game, but I do know that from talking to people at the pre-release. Oh, there's so many cards. Huge. Another Pokepad. Nice. Yep, nothing new. Okay, cool. Just had to check. That's going to be sped through too. It does smell really good. Okay. I sort my bulk alphabetically. I might be a little crazy. I also sort my trainer cards alphabetically. I have a lot. I'm going to need to figure out something really good for storing all of this. Some kind of drawer type thing. That would be really cool. So that whenever I could even have like a deck building station, you know? How sick would that be? Oh, yeah, there's all our item cards. Ton of trainer cards. Love that. I didn't focus on the cards here, but that is that. This is where it's at right here, everyone. This right here is where all the reverses and the rares, the hits and the hollows, all right here. So there should be 45 cards in my hand right now, and any one of them could be an SIR or a gold, you know, hyper rare, something like that. Let's find out. Okay, Klefki reverse, Shaman, Gengar Hollow, Lumiosquelette reverse, nice. Meowstic, Lapras EX, pretty sick. I don't think I had this one yet. Very nice, got a nice hit there. Okay, Seal reverse, Ghastly reverse, Landorus Hollow, Spinarak, Darktrix, Chen Pao. Let me mess with the. Okay. Okay, Chen Pao. Bunnelby reverse. Another Probo Pass illustration rare. That's interesting. That's going to go in the trade binder. Very cool. Okay. All right. That's a hit, though. That's the one I was hoping for. Okay. Dugong Aurorus. This is cool. I thought about the Aurorus deck. It's pretty nice. Energy Swatter reverse. Luxray. Snorlax. Talonflame. Mega Skarmory EX. Very nice. That is a sick looking card. I love this card. I got to check really quick what I have for Skarmory. Skarmory, S, of course, is the most populous letter in the Pokédex. There are a lot. There it is. I have a double rare Mega EX. So this should be an upgrade right there. Very nice to get that. We got an upgrade. Good hit right there. Okay, we got Rowlet reverse, Binacle, and the regular Mega Skarmory EX. Is this trying to tell me something? Am I supposed to be making a Mega Skarmory EX deck? Is that what this is about? Halucha reverse, Clefairy, Telepathic Energy. Very cool if you're building a Psychic deck. This is a really cool card. I would consider that a hit. Snivy reverse, Hole Digging Shovel, Aurorus reverse, Hollow rather, Naveen reverse, Tyrant, Meowth EX. Do already have this one. I do have this one already, but that counts. Luxio reverse, Luxray reverse, Growing Energy Hollow. That makes me very happy because I can really use that for, unless that's reverse actually. Still really good for my Superior deck. We have a Jaw Fossil reverse. If I want to do a Tyrantrum deck. Honedge reverse. Gengar Hollow. Dugong reverse. Oh, another one, a Talonflame illustration rare. I have this one in Japanese and in English already, so it is another dupe, but it's such a beautiful card. It's such a sick card. Like, I can't be mad when I see it. It's really nice. That's going into the trade binder, and that's fine. Rocky Energy reverse. Rosa's Encouragement reverse, and oh, actually, these are hollows. This is what the reverse looks like. So that's the hollow energy. This is what the reverse foil energy looks like. And Chen Pao hollow. Okay, well, multiple hits in there for sure. However, only one of the full arts is actually an upgrade for me, and that is going to be making its way into the Pokédex. That is, I was about to reach up for it, and I can't actually do that anymore. This Mega Skarmory, and that is this Mega Skarmory EX. So, not bad. And these are going to go into my, hold on, I don't want to mess them up when I pick them up. Here we go. And these are going to go into my trade binder for the Pokédex. So, there you have it. Not bad, but we have 15 packs left. We're going to do another hits-only mega pack with those. So I know exactly what I've got when I go to the card show this Saturday. So stick around so you can see that too. Take care. Okay. Okay. Victor Mendez said, I got a PC question and then never asked a question. Kid Vic, what's up? Making the switch to PC. Finally have the money I feel is right for a PC during these times. I just want a high FPS performance PC build for Call of Duty since that is all I really play. Okay, well, yeah, if you take a look in the description, Kid Vic, there is a form, a link to a form to fill out. That's what John Paul was, Christopher Crawford was recommending to you. So that you can actually give me more helpful information, because when you say I have the money, that is not actually as helpful as you think. What would help would be to say, I have this much money, what can I get, right? Like if you go to buy a car or something and they're like, okay, what's your budget? And you're like, I have the money. They're going to be like looking at you like you're crazy. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean? So I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. You fill out that form. It will guide you through answering the questions that I would sit here asking slowly. Instead, it all gets put into a form, and it makes it very easy to help you out. Now, don't rush through doing that, just to make sure the information is accurate. That also helps out too. So, yeah, but sure. Go ahead and get that going while I clean up this this pack opening video that I just did. What do I have for Lapras right now? I just have a reverse for Lapras. That's a big upgrade for Lapras. Nice. I got lots of these energies, which is really cool. These are powerful. They will throw your opponent for a loop if they forget that you're using it or don't know how they work. Although you need to tell them how they work, obviously, at one point. But oh, done. Okay, that was quick. All right, I'll be taking a look at that in just a second. You know what's funny is this should seriously be one of the coolest like hybrid streams where it's PCs and Pokemon. And it was for a while whenever I was still helping people out, and then I would just rip packs in between. It's just people just stopped buying PCs because the market just took a nosedive. So it's just been mostly Pokemon. That wasn't by design. I didn't choose that, by the way. Just kind of worked out that way. Okay. Just leave these real quick. I've realized why EXs aren't usually worth that much. I have gotten so many of them opening these. When you first see them, if you're new to this and you get an EX and be like, oh, that's really cool. You get a lot of them, and there is a logic behind that. They are the most powerful cards. They are the linchpin of your deck when you're playing the game. All based on that. Sweet. I actually kind of want to update the Pokédex. I would actually update the Pokédex right now with what the upgrades were and stuff. It's just we have somebody to help out, so that's what we're doing. Nice and purpley. It is. Yeah, I really like that Mega Skarmory EX. It's really nice. Instead, say I have the money, wink, wink, and make sure to say wink, wink, and then they take you to the VIP room. You have to say it out loud, right? Like how you're supposed to say lol instead of just actually laughing out loud, right? Exactly like that. Okay. Let's see here. So, Kid Vic, first question for you. And I know you just answered a bunch of questions. So you'll be like, why did he have me fill out a form if he's going to ask more questions? No, this is all the basic info. We're going to get into the details now. For this range of budget, 1,500 to 2,000, where is your actual maximum budget? The maximum amount of money dollars that you can comfortably spend on your PC, that you have set aside for your PC, that you don't want to go over, but you are willing to spend. Don't plan on changing this number later. Okay, 2K, perfect. And if you put your answer in chat, by the way, and it seems like it takes me like 15 to 20 seconds to respond to you, it's because there's that much of a delay for YouTube, because YouTube gets the higher quality video, which is helpful for you because we're going to be looking at stuff with, you know, small numbers and letters and things like that. So you get the higher bit rate, but it just means more lag. Now you chose the Santa Clara Micro Center. I've been there. It's very nice. And you're building this yourself. Is that right? You're not going to have them build it for you. Now, while the delay is happening and you're going to get that question, then you're going to type and answer it and stuff. Let me explain something about DIY right now. At the moment, DIY is suffering more than pre-builts in terms of the global shortage. That typically happens when there's global shortages. Retail is what suffers the most usually because retailers have to get their stock. They have to get distribution. You have people going there and just buying them. At retail, you have to deal with two pieces of competition there, right? You have people who are building brand new PCs and people who are upgrading their PCs. With pre-builts, it's just people getting a new PC. Pre-built system integrators, they have distribution of their own. They have they get large quantities, and they're not going to be just moving a GPU or a kit of RAM. They're going to be moving a whole PC. So those don't get scalped. Back when GPUs were being scalped, nobody was buying a whole PC just to scalp a GPU. So now I'm building it myself, but getting the protection plan just in case. Now the protection plan is going to protect you if like a part fails. But if like you shorted out in the building process, that usually, I don't think that's necessarily covered. You're going to want to read the fine print on that. Okay. Don't take my word for it. I'm not Johnny Micro Center. I deal more with pre-built companies, but if you're trying to do DIY, that's totally fine. Let's at least see what we can do. Oh, we also got to talk about this. So you're looking at gaming, pro gaming / esports, and streaming. And you said you don't care about upgrading your PC down the line. But in this case, you can still go, like when you say no, I look at the options for both Intel, for either Intel or AMD. If you say yes, you're sometimes locked into AMD because Intel is not interested in you upgrading your CPU later on. Without having to buy a whole new motherboard. So that's not very upgrade friendly. And they've gotten a lot of flack for that over the years, and they have decided to not pay attention to it. So we're probably still leaning towards AMD here. The downside is that as great as AMD is for gaming, especially with you having chosen pro gaming / esports as one of your choices here, and you said you play Call of Duty, which means even at 1440p, it's not letting up on that CPU. It still needs a really good CPU for that, right? Or rather, it'll still benefit from it. We'll put it that way. Basically, with that in mind, you can look at something like a 9800 X3D if that's within budget. With 1440p, though, you do need a pretty solid GPU. Like you can, when you're going with esports titles, including ones like especially something like Call of Duty, that even at higher resolution, you need good CPU and GPU performance to get the best FPS out of it. You try to balance your CPU and GPU, but the higher resolution you go, you just need more GPU money. But if you're looking at 1080p performance, you're fine with like a 5060 Ti 16 gig, and you're going to get all the performance you need at 1080p with a 9800 X3D. That seems out of balance, but no, at 1080p, it's perfectly fine. In fact, the 5060 Ti 16 gig is good for 1440p as well. But it's going to be a little out of balance if that's what we go with. We're going to see what they got. Instead of me yapping, let's get to looking at what they have. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do a PC building a part list here, or their PC builder here. And there we go. There's the bundles. Now, I was talking about the downsides, right? The downside of going AMD for a gaming and streaming PC is that this generation, Intel wipes the floor with AMD in terms of connectivity. There's more USB ports, just more connectivity in general, better with the PCIe lanes, all that stuff. And that is important for a streaming PC. So that generally will favor Intel pretty heavily. Also, well, I mean, no, if we're looking at something like this, a 9800 X3D and this but look at this. This CPU, motherboard, and RAM combo, just that, is $1389. That RAM is bumping up that price quite a lot. Yikes. Another option would probably be a 7800 X3D, but I like the 9800 X3D more because it has better thermals and it's better at multitasking and productivity stuff, which does come into play with streaming. Makes it a little better for that. But, I mean, that's what I'm streaming on right now. The lowest priced 9800 X3D bundle is $679. That's not too bad. So here's what we're going to look at. What we have to focus on here is the motherboard. I don't like that it comes with Corsair RAM. Because that has RGB, and if you want to control Corsair RGB, you have to get IQ software. And if that's going to be the case, you need to get everything Corsair, so you don't have multiple RGB softwares running. But let me take a look at this bundle here real quick. I want to look at the motherboard in detail. Okay, it's not going to have pictures of the let's just go to there. First off, we're going to look at the connectivity. And it's not the worst, but ideally for a streaming PC motherboard, you don't want blank space here. You want as many USB ports as you can get. Now, why do I keep bringing that up? I'm glad you asked. Because if you're streaming, you're not just sitting there with a mouse, keyboard, maybe a controller, a USB headset, USB microphone, whatever. Then that being it. Nope. You then need to add potentially a webcam or capture card, external capture card, an audio interface, Stream Deck or two, Just all these things start to add up, and you run out of motherboard connected or direct to motherboard USB ports very fast. Pretty annoying. And there are options for that. I'll show you one. I haven't had to showcase this in a while, so there we go. Okay, so this is a PCIe USB add-in card. Okay, this plugs into the motherboard, and then down below where your GPU connections are, you're going to have these USB ports available to you. And depending on the motherboard, you can get some of these that are faster and some that are a little bit slower. And I'm talking about like the difference between being able to connect just like peripherals or a pretty standard webcam or an actual external capture card at 10 megabits per second. I'm sorry, 10 gigabits per second, not megabits per second. That is very, very old connectivity. 10 gigabit per second to get really good bit rates for good video. These are very cheap. These are like 30 bucks for a solid one. So if I look at the PCIe lanes here, and they're pretty good, as in it's not going to mess with your other devices on the motherboard, I would sign off on this motherboard. There's other stuff that you might want to internally install in a PC like this, like an internal capture card. But that's if you're like trying to capture a console or some really high quality mirrorless cameras like this one. So just some thoughts there. This is why I do what I do, because my job is to think of these things on your behalf. By the way, this is a back and forth conversation. If you have notes on any of the things I'm saying or questions on any of the things I'm saying, you should be putting them in chat. Look at me actually man, it's so nice to actually get to do one of these. So let's go to tech specs. Let's look at the PCIe layout. Okay. X1 and X1. That's there's no gallery or anything to look at the pictures of it. But we can look right here. So there's your GPU slot. And then there's two slots here that are X1, as in one channel. Meaning like I'm not showing it on screen. I'm sorry. I'll fix that in a second. This requires a 4-channel PCIe slot. You couldn't use this card. But there are other ones that are a little slower that you could use. Let me get back to the thing. Sorry, I wasn't showing the screen. I meant to. It's been a while since I've done this. So this right here is a one slot. It's a single slot, PCIe slot, right? So it's like for the really small connectors, like this connector here is too wide to fit in there. This connector would fit into here. However, you couldn't use it for this card because this has, even though it looks like it's a full PCIe slot, it has the same connectivity as this one. A little, I would like to say it's misleading, but it's not. I mean, there's just some cards that are out there that need the full size slot, but only connect over 1 or 4 PCIe lanes. So anyways, sorry for the info dump there. We're going to go back to tech specs real quick. Now, this is not that high power of a motherboard in terms of power delivery. However, one of the things they improved with the 9800X3D was the efficiency. So I guess thanks, AMD. Now, this does have 3 M.2 slots. So that gives you plenty of storage. Like if you want to add a secondary drive later on, maybe when they get cheaper, for doing things like locally recording your streams instead of having to deal with VODs with a ton of compression on them that don't look that good. Say you want to start posting these to YouTube or something. Well, then you have options for extra storage there. Yeah, these are through the chipset. They won't affect anything with your primary slot. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, all pretty standard. In the blind, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, 8 plus 2 plus 1 is not a lot of power. But for a 9800X3D, it should be okay. If we were talking about a 9950X3D with 16 cores, double the cores, this would not be enough power for it. I think a 9800X3D should be fine with this. Okay. Wrong CPU. Okay, I was like, why didn't I see that one? Okay. So we'll go with this. It's 32 gigs of DDR5 6000. So that's good. Actually, let me check the RAM really quick just to make sure. It's CL36. If I just looked at that, I would have just ignored this thing. It's fine, I guess. It'll work just fine. It's just not 100% optimized, but it'll work just fine. And as a matter of fact, the latest version of Expo does minimize the losses of anything if you don't have the perfectest RAM kit in the world for your AMD CPU. That used to be more of an issue. So, it's not the worst. Right now, we are helping someone with putting together a parts list for their local micro center for a gaming and streaming PC. Now we got to get the graphics card figured out. Man, 5070 Ti's used to be the best when they were at the right price. They are no longer at the right price. Hold up. I got to look at this. There's a purple graphics card. I haven't played World of Warcraft in a very long time, but I didn't know that. It's purple and gold. Hello? Why didn't anybody tell me? Nobody? Like, y'all see a purple and gold GPU out there, you don't immediately think of me? That's messed up. Oh, man, that's crazy. Anyways, yeah, every 5070 is overpriced. Every 5070 Ti is overpriced. Everything is overpriced. Like, you're priced out of a 5070 Ti right now. We're at just under $700. We're at right around $700 out of a 2K budget, and a $1,000 GPU. There's no more room for, I don't know, all the rest of the parts you need. So, in the blind, I got mine for $850 last year. Very helpful information. Thank you. Before the global shortages, you did a good job. That doesn't help us right now, though. Natty, I and my World of Warcraft tattoo would beg to differ. Thanks. I just haven't played it in a long time. But I loved it. It was a very, very formative game for me. I loved that game. It's just after a while, I was just like, I can't put the time into this anymore. Possibly. I haven't been keeping up. Yeah, global shortages, AI companies buying up all the RAM, VRAM shortages, Jensen basically canceling the 5070 Ti more or less. There's like very little production now, so those are especially overpriced. Yeah. It's yeah, they hate the 5070 Ti. They don't want to put 16 gigs of VRAM in something that isn't like $1,500. Which, by the way, is pretty much the price of a 5080 these days. And this is Micro Center, where the deals would be, but are not. Yeah, there's 5070 Ti's for $1,169 now. More than the base price of a 5080 back in the day. Back in the day, 7 or 8 months ago. Machiavelli, what's up? Welcome. Any Asus ProArt bundles? ProArt is too expensive for this build and unnecessary for this build. I know you like your ProArt stuff, but it doesn't, like, when you have a ProArt hammer, every problem looks like a nail. You can't just slap the same motherboard into every PC. This is just gaming and streaming. They don't need the content creation features necessarily that the ProArt brings, and also it would take too much from this budget. There were some AMD GPUs on sale at Newegg. We are looking for NVIDIA at the moment. I'm going to have to look at AMD, though, very likely. AMD does well. Radeon cards do really well with Call of Duty, though, so that could be a good fit. It's just... And yeah, they're good for streaming. I mean, OBS, if you're streaming in OBS, there is a one-click setup now, just like there was for NVIDIA, for NVENC. There's a one-click setup now for AMD GPUs, too, and it's pretty good. So, all right. You have to understand. The 5070 Ti was my hammer, and every problem looked like a nail. It's just, it was the best GPU in this generation if you got it at 750. Which you could for a while. For quite a while. And then suddenly, nope. Now, a 9070 XT, 16 gigs of VRAM, actually can outperform the 5070 Ti in pure rasterized performance in many games. Not all of them, but many games. And it does have AV1 encode and decode. Whereas the 5070 Ti, though, has dual NVENC, which is encode and decode in one. So it's basically double the encode and decode, essentially. But if you're just doing your basics, like if you're just streaming, like, it's fine. No more 5080 coming out, 24 gigs. The 5080 is 16 gigs VRAM. Oh, if you meant the 5080 Super, that was pretty much canceled. They're not launching any new GPUs in 2026, according to a lot of sources. I mean, that can change. The market can change, but AI companies don't want it to. And the RAM companies are fine with how things are going. $2K. What's up, Z-Man's Car? How's it going? Budget's $2K. Yeah, ProArt stuff is always got that. It has a premium on it. I mean, look at this ProArt 5080 at $1,700. That's $1,700 versus this other 5080 that is $1,500. Asus always has the Asus tax, but ProArt is like higher level Asus stuff as well. And one of the reasons for that on the ProArt 5080 and likewise the previous ProArt 4080 was that they made it a 2-slot card that was also still very high performance. It's a lot of engineering and know-how that goes into that, and the cost is appropriate to it. Okay, 9070 XT should be the perfect fit here. Not my first choice. My first choice would be a $750 5070 Ti, but beggars can't be choosers, and I've tried the begging thing. It did not work out. Lowest price 9070 XT is $699. We'll take that. Lampfell, I worry about you a little bit on that one. If you can get the nerd, plug him in. Now, it would seem like we have over $600 for this build, and that's plenty. You have to understand, though, storage is likewise massively inflated in price. We still need power supply, the case, CPU cooler. That's most of it, but yeah. And yeah, storage is... Oh, boy. Okay. A 1 terabyte drive for 165 is actually, sadly, not bad these days. It actually looks like the prices on SSDs spiked and then came back down a little bit. This was like $450 for the 99. No, actually, no. I'm thinking about the 9100 Pro 2 terabyte. That's my bad. Yeah, never mind. They didn't come back down. They're still up there. Okay. Inland Performance Plus available? Yes, maybe. That's 4 terabytes. Okay, let me see. They only have it in... Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Let me look here. One second. Yeah, they only have the Performance Plus in a 4 terabyte drive for 600 bones. Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to try to do 2 terabytes. It's just... It's not easy these days. Lowest price 2 terabyte. I mean, you used to get a 2 terabyte drive for $130, but hey, that's just me. If I'm going to complain about people coming in and saying, "Hey, this was cheaper last year," I shouldn't be doing the same exact thing myself, right? God, y'all remember the first couple months of the year when that was like half of the messages in chat? I got my RAM last year for this price. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah. That was one of the things that drove me away from making tech content, was just the constant messaging of that. Like, yeah, I live in this world. I know things have gone up in price, but thank you. Thank you for emphasizing that. And then another person would come in and say something like that right after. Oh, man. TN 510. Let me see. No, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so they don't have the TN 510, do they? They have the TD 510. Maybe that's mislabeled. Well, if that's the right one, then it does have onboard DRAM cache. $350 though. $350. What's up, BC Murray? How's it going? Thank you for the Lord Panther. Appreciate it. Thornton Willie, guilty as charged. It's okay. Everybody was doing it. It was like being beaten to death with feathers, but the feathers are people talking about prices. Like, hey, stuff's more expensive. Imagine going around the grocery store and doing that. Steve, welcome. How are you? Do you think there's value in prioritizing storage? How much are decent SSDs these days? A lot. It's more about the fact that it's not going down. It's going to continue to go up for a while anyway. And when you are doing something like gaming and streaming at the same time, games, this person said specifically, I'm going to be playing Call of Duty. That's A huge chunk out of a 1 terabyte drive. Is it the majority of the drive? No. But they're also going to be streaming, which means streaming software, assets, things like that. And you can't run low on storage on your boot drive if you're going to be streaming on I mean, that's going to interrupt your regular PC usage. Streaming is even a little more delicate than that. Like it needs a stable system to really work. No, it would not be cheaper to build a streaming PC because that would need another kit of RAM. This is not the market you knew if you haven't been paying attention for the last few months. It's completely different now. It's basically hyper hostile against DIY, and just really pre-builts are kind of the way to go. But if you're really bound and determined to do DIY, you can. You're just going to be giving up tiers of performance here and there. You're going to be giving up some levels of performance here and there. And in this case, we're going to be giving up on some. I mean, DRAM cache, you should be fine with that. I mean, I've been doing gaming and streaming on this system in a DRAM-less drive for a couple years now, and it's fine. HMD's come a long way, but still. Let's see the specs on this one. 5200, 4800, 1400 terabytes written. That's a good longevity. 7400, 6500, 2400 terabytes. Oh, I was thinking in terms of 1 terabyte, not 2 terabytes. That's actually not very good longevity. This is. Okay, so we'll go with this. From my DIY friends, I have heard good things about Clev, so we'll go with that brand. Okay, now we can finish this out, and now the fun part. Kid Vic, I did tell you that at the onset, but I said we'd see what we can do. So now, no, we're past the hard part though. But it does leave us just $300 to do the rest. I'm going to make one recommendation to you about something that you're going to buy, that you should buy, not from Micro Center if they don't have it. The power supply is a very easy choice here, but let's talk about the case first. Costco pre-built, not something I would recommend, but I mean, these days you take what you can get, I suppose. I mean, the hot dogs are great. Okay. Actually, okay, I'm going to show you the power supply real quick first, actually, so we can get that off of the budget. So I'm just going to check. I doubt they're going to have it, but if they do, props to Micro Center. They don't. Props rescinded. Check this out. So I guess we'll look this up on a PC part picker list just real quick. This is the best deal on a power supply on the market, hands down. It is these 3 power supplies right here, the Montech Century 2, whether you get the 850 watt, the 1050 watt, or the 1200 watt. These are the best deal on the market. Fight me. What you're looking at here are 80 plus gold rated, cybernetics platinum rated, fully modular, and at the very least, A rated on the PSU tier list. And they cost way less than anything else that can claim those same things. $82.90 for the 850 watt. And it's only $18 more to get 1050 watts. In terms of like, I want to have a lot of overhead on my power supply in case, you know, GPU manufacturers keep upping the stakes in terms of power draw, which is, that's what they're just going to keep doing that. So these are the best power supplies on the market in terms of price to performance. And I will verify this for you really quick. We're going to go to the PSU tier list, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to type in Century. And there you have it. We're looking at the Century 2 Gold ATX 3.1. 850 watts is, I lied to you earlier. I apologize. I said at least A rated. I'm sorry. It's A minus rated. Oops. And 1050 to 1200 watts are A rated. And they're cheaper than like everything else. This is insane. I don't know why these aren't being like, this isn't being shouted from the mountaintops, but this is the best deal in power supplies on the market, period. So all you got to do is pick your wattage. A minus is good for 850 gold. A minus is amazing for 850 gold for $82.90. Fully modular ATX 3.1. Platinum cybernetics. Like, it's not just good. It's rad. Like, the whole deal is rad. So I'm going to recommend, of course, the minimum at least, of course, 850. You can't go under that. For a 9070 XT, the minimum recommended, I think, is 750. Going off the top of my head, but 850 is above that. So you're good either way. These are in stock. They're the same price on Amazon or Newegg, so pick your poison there. Returns are easier at Amazon, and you're less likely to be literally scammed. So I would just avoid Newegg there if possible. Yeah, Newegg forced people to buy exploding power supplies during the GPU shortages. This is an actual thing that happened during the GPU shortages. Okay, so they sold their trust long ago. Yeah. Oh boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a mini rant there, but it's already over. That's that. So this is the link for that power supply. If you want, just choose the same model in 1050 watts. It's $18 more, and you don't have to upgrade your power supply if you want to upgrade to something like I don't know, a beefy 6080 or something in the next generation. Or what is AMD even gonna do? Is it gonna be a 1170? No, that doesn't work. It's 11070 XT. Why did they skip numbers? What were they thinking? In the blind, the last thing I would do would be recommending Costco pre-builts, personally. Like, how is MSI's tech support and customer support, customer service policy? Also, RMAs, how do those go? How's, like, what's the, we have in our Discord, we have lists of system integrators, or we have channels dedicated to a ton of different system integrators with community members who have bought from them giving full testimonials. We don't really know a lot about MSI as a PC builder in terms of that. They're more of an OEM, not as much of an SI. Though they do use standard ATX and all that. They have gone outside of that multiple times. Though a good amount of their pre-builds are standard ATX spec. But some of their pre-builds though are not. So unless you're comfortable making a recommendation that could backfire on somebody, please don't do so. Yeah. We make recommendations after research. Honestly, Costco is a great return policy. I'm not talking about returns. I'm talking about service. I'm talking about warranty. I'm talking about how do they take... We have history on a bunch of SIs from people who have actually bought from those companies. Rather than saying, like, get it from Walmart, because you can just, like, return anything at Walmart. Most people, after they buy and set up a PC, get all set up on it, ready to go, they don't want to return it, you know? They want to have it fixed if it's broken. So I don't know how MSI is about that. They might be really good. This is not me saying they're bad. It's me saying I don't know. And when I don't know, I don't recommend. Yeah, I'm seeing in chat, I would get the 1000 watt plus model. Sure. And that's absolutely fine. Just be sure when you're getting an uninterruptible power supply that you account for the additional wattage at peak usage. A 1050 watt power supply, to be clear, does not constantly draw 1050 watts. It's like an on-demand thing. If the system needs it, it can supply that much. However, it might supply that much. The system might request that much at some point. What was it? What brand was it? What AIB was it that was saying that makes like AMD GPUs? That's not directly AMD. So an add-in board partner. They were saying something about like, hey, get a 950 watt power supply if you buy our GPU. Like there's a lot of 950 watt power supplies out there. And everybody's like, why is yours more? Well, okay, sure, I guess. So yeah, not necessarily the worst idea to get the 1050 watts for $18 more. Let's go back to your build. So we're just going to assume that there's $100 removed from the budget, and that's what we have left to work with, but you have a really rock solid power supply in here. So let's pick up from there. That basically says $1779 has been spent. That means we have like $200 to work with for a CPU cooler and a case. That's kind of why I wanted to do the power supply first. We are running out of budget here, but we're almost done. Let me ask you this. Would you prefer a case where you can kind of see everything really well, like the fish tank style, front glass and side glass? Or would you just prefer front mesh panel, pure airflow? To be clear, fish tank cases still do great with airflow, especially with a good all-in-one liquid cooler in there. You don't generally want to go with an air cooler in a side intake case. But which would you prefer in terms of looks? Got it. I saved it in Amazon, not Newegg. There you go. Pardon me. MSI customer support is a thing. I have a faulty motherboard. Dim slot. Okay, so issue with the RAM slots. Got it. They sent me a replacement of a MSI B650 gaming Wi-Fi, but never took my original one. And then in the blind said, exactly. Cool. Now, this assumes that component support and pre-built support are the same department, same people. They are not. They are different teams. Do you think that if you had a bad PC, they would just send another one? So there you go. What is the RMA process like? Do you have a 1 or 2 month period where they would pay for shipping if there was an issue right off the bat? We don't know. How long is the regular warranty for a pre-built there? We don't know. We can assume the warranty is through MSI and not Costco. They don't have a tech support department at Costco. But whatever you know about my MSI GPU service was really good, or my motherboard service was really good, or my cooler service was really good. By the way, they are historically very bad about supporting their CPU coolers. Check Greg Salazar's channel for some history on that a year and a half ago or so, maybe 2 years. Whatever you know about that, when it comes to their pre-builts, you can toss it right out the window. It is a different team, and it's certainly different policies. Well, someone doesn't like thoughtful replies. Okay. Bye forever. But I want to be right. Stop giving me your logic. Person who is who has dived into the pre-built industry for years and years. What do you know? A lot that you don't, it seems. Wow. Like, I just basically said, hey, like, I don't see Lampfowl being like, but hey, the thing I said was good. I'm not saying you're wrong. They do have the better, they have better RMAs than say ASUS. ASUS's RMAs for components suck. But that's a different team than the pre-builts. Who gets mad about that? Like, seriously. Wow. I don't know. Whenever someone it gets disagreed with and responds with shaking and crying, that bothers me. I am very matter of fact when I respond. If that bothers you and you want someone to coddle you, this is not the place. I mean, you can go somewhere else if you need your diaper changed. This is not the spot for that. Okay? This guy disagreed with me, so I insulted him. Boy, I sure got him. Woo, boy. Get the hell out of here. It's so nice to have a space where I can just like ban people that turn out to be completely unreasonable and allergic to logic. Anyways, back to helping somebody. Okay. Oh, just go buy a PC from Costco. What do you mean, did I think about that or not? Yeah, just go for it. Okay, so I was asking you earlier. I'm not knowledgeable in cases so well, so take what you would think would be best. Looks cool. Okay, in that case, Leanly Vector V100. Done. Wait, did you say you wanted it in black or in white? You said you wanted it in black. Perfect. I love this form. It is so helpful. Okay, cool. This thing has oh, hold on. You got a Corsair RAM kit. If you get this, if you want to control your RGB, it could be by the push of a button on the case. You can do that. And if you're going with just like a solid color, cool. But you might want to control it through software, and that would mean having Leanly Connect software, and it would mean also having IQ to control your RAM. Well, Corsair has been making some moves in the space with some more affordable cases. Yeah. Yes. They have a very similar one to the one I just looked at. Oh, but that means a Corsair cooler too. They have good budget options there. We've got $200 to work with, so we do have to be careful there. So there's this option here, the 3500X. I will tell you right now, I have not been, I imagine this has been reviewed. If it has, I have not seen it. It's on sale, so that's nice. You do get 3, I imagine, reverse flow fans. Let's learn more about this case before I recommend it. Because that's how that works, by the way. Okay. Judging by at least this photo, it does appear that it has the profile of reverse bladed fans. You can see it right here, basically. But let's see if it lists it. Specifications. Okay. Fan base included fans. It just says RGB LED fans. All right, we got to go to Corsair's website for this. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Okay, RS120R. They are reverse flow fans. You see, literally took 25 seconds to just do some basic research. Crazy, right? There we go. Now, unlike the V100, this does not come with a rear exhaust fan. However, I think you'll be okay with just an AIO up here because that's going to be 3 intake, 3 exhaust. The exhaust will be restricted by the radiator, so you have positive airflow. This should be fine without adding an additional fan to the back. If you want to, you can. Obviously, it has a spot for that. But yeah, I think this should be fine. So let's choose this one. It's 5 in stock, so that's nice. Remember, the only thing that you're not getting from directly from Micro Center is the power supply. But now we got to see if they have a cooler that's going to be appropriate here. Keegan Fitzpatrick, hey, should I sell my Nintendo Switch 2 for $300? It doesn't have a dock. Well, considering a dock is like $150, that would mean someone buying a used Switch for like retail price, because it's like $450 without what is it? The racing game, Mario Kart. Sorry. So that's, yeah, it's like $450 for that. So if they want to buy a dock, they're basically paying full retail price. So you probably want to go a bit lower than that. Well, okay. We're going to be cutting it close. But we can do it. It even has matching fans. Are we cutting it close or are we over budget? Oh my God. We're actually, no, we're right there. We are 5 cents off budget. Let's go. 5 cents under budget. Lamfell, what I was talking about earlier was we want to go Corsair everything because this bundle comes with Corsair RAM. If you go with a different brand of cooler, like you go with a Lee & Lee cooler, you got to get Lee & Lee Connect software to control it. With this, the case fans, the AIO, and the RAM RGB all controlled under one software. I'd recommend an Arctic 240. Yeah. I mean, if you have space for a 360, you might as well get a 360, especially because we're not putting a rear exhaust fan in here. So that's just what I would recommend. That is a great AIO. Don't get me wrong. It is a very good AIO. But yeah, that's just what I was going over earlier when I was talking about, because this is something that I didn't say out loud, but I do pay attention to in the forum. There's a question in there asking, do you want RGB? And the answer was yes, but not too much. So this is pretty good. It's a black case. You have RGB fans on both the intake and the on the radiator, and then you have RGB RAM, and that's it. So kind of covers that base. If you don't get a cooler with RGB, it's going to be maybe a little unbalanced in terms of where the RGB is placed and how much there is. Software-wise, I'd say if you connect to motherboard and not power through SSD power, you can use any software. Okay, so you're saying connecting to the 3-pin 5-volt ARGB. Okay, if you have a hub that requires SATA power, you do have to power it that way. If you're just talking about instead just using something like a splitter, yeah, you can just go through the motherboard, except that these are Corsair fans in the case. We want the fans to match if we can. Yeah, that's what I figured. I wasn't going to correct you on that. SATA power, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm just putting matching, right? Because some hubs use SATA power, some do, some use. Regardless, this should have a hub included with it, and that's gonna require that to power the case fans anyway. You plug them all into the same hub. You have your fan curve control there. You have your RGB control there. This already has Corsair components. There's no reason not to use a Corsair AIO. They don't have any major issues in terms of performance. A lot of AIOs work the same. One of the reasons for the benefit, one of the reasons that Arctic AIOs do better, the Liquid Freezer 3 in particular is what I'm talking about, although the 2 had the same thing, is a thicker radiator, which, funny enough, can actually cause some fitment issues in certain cases. I don't know enough about this case to say whether or not that would be the situation, but not really necessary with a 9800 X3D. It has great temps, and they're very easy to maintain, especially with the surface area provided by a 360 millimeter rad, which should still be more than a 240 with a thicker radiator. Anyways, solid build. This is going to do everything you want. The only hesitation I have here is that because you're gaming and streaming at the same time and Call of Duty can be pretty demanding, I would have liked to have gone with a 48 gig kit of RAM instead of 32. But 48 gig kits are more, I think, usually better suited to Intel anyways. Not that there's major known issues with AMD, particularly with the latest version of Expo. I believe it's pretty good, but just for that extra 12 gigs of RAM for the various things you might end up running while you are running your streaming software, Spotify, various Google tabs, whatever, you know, Chrome tabs, what you might have open, Discord, and of course your game. But manage that well. 32 gigs is more than enough. You should be fine. I have 64. Expo has issues. Update BIOS. Yes, that's why I said the latest version of Expo. Yeah. Just like any software, I mean, it gets better. The Expo utility has seen improvements. Lampfell, fun fact, in December, I got to tour the labs at the Austin campus at AMD and talk to the guy who is in charge of Expo. And what an awesome conversation. That was really good because I was like, hey, Ramageddon is happening and it disproportionately affects you guys. And he was like, I was like, yeah, because, you know, 10 nanosecond first word latency, picky about RAM, Expo, ring a bell. And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, we're not going to really be able to afford to be picky, the average consumer. We're going to have to just get what RAM we can get. And that favors Intel. And he was like, it does. You know, I think I might bring this up at our next meeting so we can maybe, because I was suggesting that they focus on sort of a leaning towards being a little bit more agnostic of first word latency. They've been locked onto that for many generations of Ryzen CPU. I mean, look at the default for for AM4 CPUs, right? DDR4 3200 CL16 or DDR4 3600 CL18, right? That equals 10 nanosecond first word latency. That's why that gave you that one-to-one memory sync and all that. That's why that worked. Anyways, did you ask him if lower possible RAM clocks was a data center optimized over consumer? No, we didn't get into that. My focus is on the consumer side. So I only had so long to talk with them, and I wanted to use that time to very strongly suggest that they try, because they generally focus on just like peak performance, get more peak performance, get it stable. Cool. That's important. It is for FPS charts and stuff. When it comes to the average consumer, they just want a stable PC and they don't want it to cost everything they own to get it. And so that was my focus when I talked to him, rather than comparing consumer products versus data center products, which is an understandable thing. That's the kind of stuff I would love to just jam about and, sort of go back and forth on. But I realized I've got 10 minutes with this guy. Well, we talked for about half an hour, but it was such a deep topic. Sort of Intel's memory controller versus the Ryzen memory controller. if you really get into this stuff, it's fairly well known that Intel has a more accepting and versatile memory controller. It just does. You can kind of just throw any DDR5 into an Intel system and it'll be stable. Within reason, obviously. That's not a strength of AMD. That is a weakness of AMD. And in a global shortage of RAM, it is a glaring weakness. Wow. Anyways, I just thought I'd check what you were talking about there. Yeah, I did get to read it. I get it. You can't. Oh no, it was just Lampfell. My auto mod is because this chat gets shown on screen on Twitch and whatnot. The AI auto mod is on YouTube has been vicious for like the last year and a half, deleting channels, like actually just taking down channels. So I'm just I just do everything with an abundance of caution, more than necessary. Like I can't lose my channel, you know. The funny thing is, though, I was going to mention that Kid Vic is not in chat. Did not get their link for the system. So I guess I'm gonna. The thing is, I can't save it. Their system's gonna be gone if I do another Micro Center build. So, but the likelihood of that happening it's pretty low. So it's fine. I'll just put it in here, and maybe, if they decide to come back and say hi, then the build will still be there for them. Who knows? But yeah, they just took off. So. Natty, you did do that, but I mean, it's accurate, so. No, it wasn't. You know what? Actually, here you go. Bam. It's allowed. There you go. That's fine. Because you are just quoting somebody. So. But yeah, it's just a little. Oh, hydrate. Yes, I'll do that. I should probably just save the rest of that for tomorrow. I don't see it. I don't want to. It's just saying that the person who who was kind of a dick and was not nice and didn't make friends and didn't want to live and let live says as part of the rules for their chat, don't be a live and let live, play nice and make friends, enjoy each other. That's the rules. Yeah. So a little hypocritical. So there you go. You're here? It's weird because Kid Vic, I was here. Here's your link. I was trying to @ you. Yeah, no, it wasn't working earlier. That's probably a YouTube thing, but I was trying to @ you earlier. It will usually pop up the rest of your name as I'm typing it in after the @ symbol if you're in chat, but it was acting like you weren't. So I'm glad you were here. So there's your build. Now, that build, you do need to save it, put add to cart, save it to your Micro Center account, whatever, because if I do another Micro Center build, it disappears. So. Okay, so, oh, hold on a second. Let me just shoot a text really quick to Ari. One moment. Okay. All right, let's do this. We got more to rip. I wanted to do this before the thing tomorrow, so let me do this real quick. Let's do another all hits mega pack, yeah, and finish off this box, and then maybe we'll do my last ninja spinner box. I want to see what hits I get there, if there's any duplicates or whatever, and I'll take that to the card show. So buy a few A6000s and give us access. I wish I had that kind of money. I sure do. I mean, I'd probably put it in my kid's college fund, but you know, to be clear, that's the kind of thing that would be easy to do if that stuff was just sent to me. It wasn't. It hasn't been. It was a good try, though. It was a good try. I respect that. All right, let's do this. Yeah, 15 more packs, another all hits mega pack. This will be fun. I'll say these shorts are going to be fun to watch. I don't know if y'all mind sitting there while I do the part that's going to be fast forwarded later, but I do insist on ripping the packs on camera, all that. Make sure people understand that it's not like it just gives sort of a legitimacy to it. Like these came from the pack that was ripped there. We can show the footage of it, all that kind of stuff. Is it silly to think that way? Yeah, but I don't do anything halfway. But okay, yes, let's do this. $15 packs left in my wrong camera. Okay. 15 packs left in my perfect order booster box. So of course, just like the last one, we're going to be ripping these open and getting the last 3 out of each to make an all hits 60 card mega pack. Let's get it. Is 60 correct? 15. It's 45. Okay. It's 45 cards. It's 15 times 3. Okay. And this is why editing is the best. Kid Vic, happy to help. Let us know how it turns out, okay? And make sure you save that build. Like you save it to your Micro Center account. 15 packs left in my perfect order booster box. And just like on the last one, we're going to be taking these 15 packs, taking the last 3 cards out of each one and making a 45 card all hits mega pack. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. We can have music now. I mean, I wouldn't say wanting to assure viewers of your integrity is silly. Well, thank you. Like the amount that I agonized over adding cards to the Pokédex that I pulled myself 10 years ago. And I just chose not to do it. Wait, hold on. No, I can't do this. I can't do this. There we go. Okay. Whenever I get the rip just like that, it feels awesome. I like the theming of these names. Perfect Order, and the next set is Chaos Rising. Order versus Chaos. Pretty rad. Is that 3? Yes. Perfect. There we go. Nice. I am glad that the code cards no longer indicate whether there's a hit or not, like they did in the olden days. You're playing Slay the Spire 2, it shows. I am not. I've heard good things, though. Like, is it more work? Yeah, but doing things with integrity often is. Yep. Did I... One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is pack number 6. So if there are 5 energy cards here, I did not pull the energy card yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, almost messed up. I'll probably still mess this up one way or another. That's okay. I meant not playing 15 time X should be natural. I like Gengar. Gengar, yeah, Gengar is a great Pokemon. Fun fact, the second most popular Pokemon in the world. Can you guess which one is the most popular? But I don't know. Gengar to me is cool because even though Gengar's pretty mainstream, Gengar feels less mainstream, which is cool. And also, Mega Gengar, shiny Mega Gengar is insanely cool looking. And regular Mega Gengar is really cool looking. You're half wrong. There's another Pokemon that's present in every game. I don't know which one it is. The only one I've heard of for that. Well, I guess if it's Magikarp, then it's Gyarados. If Magikarp is the one that's in every game, then Gyarados should also, following logic, be in every game. Is that right? Oh. Well, if it's in every game, it should be Gen 1. It's not Clefairy, is it? If you mean Pikachu, I don't think Pikachu's in every game, unless I'm mistaken, and I would happily accept correction on that if I am. Look, this is a sign because it's the Mega Starmie on the pack art here. As far as I know, yeah, Pikachu is in every game. It's the mascot of the series after all. When I saw the thing about Magikarp being in every mainline Pokemon game, that was the thing. It's like, guess which one is in every game? And the thing was like, and the other person was like, it's Pikachu. And they were like, no, it's not. Try guess again. So I don't know. I will have to verify, but it's your favorite Pokemon because you always carry it with you in your heart. Aww. Unless your favorite Pokemon is Muck, because that would just be weird. Okay, this is the last pack. I don't know. I'm sure that someone out there thinks Muck is cute. Maybe someone in this chat. Okay. All right. If I did this correctly, there should be 15 energy cards here. Okay, 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We got it. There you go. All right. We'll go ahead and I'm just going to speed through this. I'm going to pull all the item cards out of this stack right here. Don't mind me while I do that. You know what? I can do that later. I already know I've got all the commons and uncommons. So like there's not really a reason to do that. I'll do it myself later. Okay. This is it right here. Okay. Oops. Oopsie. All right, there we go. All of the rares and reverses, all the hits and hollows should be in this stack of 45 cards right here. Let's see what we get. I'm hoping for the Mega Starmie. It's a really cool card. I like the story behind Mega Starmie. It's very, very funny. Like the reference and everything. Also, just of course, I actually like Zygarde. I think Zygarde's a really cool legendary. So I would love to get the chase, right? Okay. Fletchling reverse, Vivillon reverse, Salazzle EX. I believe that's an EX I've already got. Potion reverse, Pokepad reverse. That's actually super dope. Like, I have a full art Pokepad. I don't think I'd want to use that in play, but this 100%. Very cool. Tyrantrum. I'm closer to building a Tyrantrum deck with that. Staryu reverse, Spupa reverse, Serperior. Another Serperior for my Serperior deck. Nice. I really want to make more time for playing the actual TCG at the local card shop I have here. Lumio City reverse, Jacynth reverse, Landorus Hollow. Hippopotas. Yo, we got the Esper illustration rare. This one is so cute. Okay. And it's Emma's Esper too. Mimi, right? That's great. That is great. That's a great card. Come on. Oh, I love that. Okay. That's a fantastic hit. And we got a Hollow Energy. Nice. All right. Esper reverse. Volcanion reverse. Gengar Hollow. Gengar reverse. Okay. Sail Fossil. If you want to get your another Dino Pokemon there. Dugong Hollow there. Mawile reverse. Scatterbug reverse. Telepathic Energy Hollow. Nice. Judge reverse. Nose Pass reverse. Decidueye EX. We got the Decidueye Ultra Rare last time. So, Furfrou reverse. Aegislash reverse. Mega Starmie EX. Not the Mega Starmie I was thinking of, but you know, it's okay. It's still a pretty dope card. I love how the foil on this one comes out. Pretty sick. It's okay. It's fine. That's still a good hit right there. I will take it. Okay, Chen Pao reverse, Amara reverse, Rocky Energy Hollow. Nice. Energy Search reverse, Salandit reverse, and Aurorus Hollow. Fletchinder reverse, Pokeball reverse. Oh, Rose's Encouragement Ultra Rare. That's cool because this works for. I got one of these in the Build and Battle box. That's pretty dope. This actually really works with Serperior. The deck that I played there at the pre-release, and I'm going to bring this up right now just to sort of tell you why. So Rose's Encouragement is named as such because you can only use this card if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, meaning you are losing. So this is encouragement for you. Now the effect of the card is that you attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Stage 2 Pokemon. That's a Stage 2 Pokemon, Serperior. Here's how this comes full circle, right? When you have used a trainer card, it goes to your discard pile. And Serperior's attack here, Solar Coiling, if Rose's Encouragement is in your discard pile, this attack does 150 more damage. That is a 250 damage attack. Not too bad. That's the whole logic behind the Serperior deck. And there you go. That's what I learned on my first day of actually playing the game. Pretty cool though, huh? I know where this is going already. I do know where this is going already, Shanala, but I will humor you. I will do it. And the nose pass here. Shanala, did you want the nose pass? Nose thanks. I'll pass. Good night, everybody. Well done. Well done. And we got a reverse hollow telepathic energy. Nice, nice. We got the Spupa. We got the Spupa illustration rare. I do already have this one. That's another dupe for the trade binder. Shanala, as a comedian, you're a fantastic baker. Oh boy. Oh boy. But the Spupa illustration rare is a really cute card. I already have it in the Pokédex, so it's going to go in the trade binder. Chen Pao, okay, Landorus, and Probopass. Last one is a Luxray Hollow. Well, we did get an SIR out of this set. It was the Dragalge SIR, and it was a really sick card. And we got plenty of illustration rares. I'm really stoked to have another one of these because I actually liked playing this it was kind of cool. I was like new to the game, but whenever I would be able to use this, I would drop this down and be like, oh yeah, the other players, they like seeing stuff like that. So apparently I'm new to the game. Okay. I'm having fun with it. The Spupa I've already got. That's cool. But I can trade that, do whatever. This Esper though is a really awesome, cute, cozy card for the Pokédex. So I will take that as well. And yes, we have an upgrade for Starmie with the wrong Mega Starmie EX, but we'll take it. It was a good box. And again, I like the set. I mean, because this is the first set I ever actually really seriously played. And I'm going to remember that. And it does seem more geared towards players. So we got to be okay with that. Collectors aren't the only ones that want these cards. And playing the game is the core reason for the game to exist. So that's it for this one. I'm headed to a card show this weekend. That'll be long gone by the time you watch this video because we're temporarily behind on everything, but it's okay. I'll catch you in the next one. We'll have some really good stuff for you, though. See you then. It did feel really cool, though, to set up for this and then be able to play a full art trainer card. It's just these are the small little bits of joy you get from these. Yes. Okay. I will. Fine. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with. Well, he's gonna see the. Well, it's backwards. He's gonna see the chat. So, if it's onward. So. Let me just sleeve these up. I'm gonna sleeve the full arts first. The Spupa card is really cute. It's a really cute card. I like it. Who here played Pokemon Legends ZA? And if you did, do you remember the Spupas in the museum? I didn't, but if anyone gets me a Switch 2, I can play the famous game Pokemon ZA. Someone in my chat was trying to sell a Switch 2 for $300 without the dock, which again, the dock is like $150 or something. So it's fine to want to sell your console, especially if you're not using it. Someone else can get some joy out of it. That's all good. Just make sure you're doing it for a fair price. There's absolutely enough of the people having to pay more than they're able to get the thing, you know, because just, yeah, it sucks. It sucks right now. Everything, it sucks. A lot of things kind of suck right now. I'll sleeve those later. But I wanted to sleeve these now. I would really like to get a camera in place here that has a less shallow depth of field. It would make focusing on things a lot easier. And I don't mean like I'm getting distracted. I mean, it really is a very shallow depth of field. And that's because I raised the aperture, which should effectively widen the depth of field. Or the focal range. Okay. Wait till I suggest emulation Raspberry Pi. Now, Nintendo deserves money. Maybe not Game Freak, but Nintendo's fine. Don't hate me for saying this. Pocopia is a really good game. It's not for everybody, but it is for a lot of people, apparently. It's really good. I played Animal Crossing. I played some of Dragon Quest Builders. Like, I played the demo for it, and I get what they're saying when it's like, oh, these are the devs. There's a lot of similarities, and I'm like, oh yeah, it really is. The game is huge. There is so much to discover. The music is great and relaxing. The little quests you got to do are fun. There's nothing really abrasive about the game at all. It is so chill and so good. I have like 0 notes. Mostly. Fun fact, if I talk about the topic y'all are talking about right now too much, yeah, that does get me shut down, by the way. I can't really talk about it too much. I have to be very careful about that topic. That's why I danced around it quite a bit when I was playing Pokemon Emerald on my Game Boy Advance that one stream. Whoa, hold on. What is this? I do believe Has Agent is raiding with a party of 12. Let's go, nerds. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. And also Chris. What's up, guys? How's it going? Hold up. Y'all go drop follow for Has Agent. What were you doing? You were playing Just Chatting. Was it more Gunpla? What were you up to? Wait, new mic again. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. What are we talking about? Where? This? Yeah. This is the product of like patience. I had to wait. Why is my chat disappearing when I zoom in? That's not supposed to happen. Anyways, for new people, this is not Northern Lion. This guy like earphones over headphones. I actually really love headphones. It's just I like IEMs too. I have some pretty nice sets of headphones here. Fire Dynamic DT770 Pros. High impedance, 250 ohm. Anyways, those are my reference headphones for editing. Can I just get away with a joke? Okay, fine. Yes, I just prefer innies, not outies. There, I contributed. How about that? Sassinelli, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Haz, what's up? You know what? If you got to go chill and you're done with what you were doing, then that's all good. Also, it was an IRL dinner stream. Where were y'all eating? I missed that because of you brought attention to the microphone. Oh, this is color. I got this from Colorware, by the way. You know, they custom paint like Logitech mice and PS5 controllers. And well, they do Shure microphones too, it turns out. So I finally bit the bullet and went with a SM7DB. Northern Lion's great though, by the way. Hang on a second. Okay, Chris. So while I was doing that, it's funny because my actual purpose was I'm gonna be doing some green screen stuff, and I wanted a handheld microphone. So at first I was just like, I'm just gonna get this, and it was this, just a custom SM58. And I was like, man, these colors are really cool. Oh, they have the SM7DB. I'm gonna have to have. Oh, hold on. I might just kind of tired of the Super 55 and sort of the bad pop filtration, all of that. So yeah, I did both. But it's gonna be cool because I'll have a cool microphone to hold while I'm doing green screen stuff instead of having to do a little lav or whatever. I think this is gonna be pretty neat. I like him for his opinion on Toy Story 2. He glazed Doom Generation too much. Well, I guess I missed all that, but I don't know. I've seen some of his stuff. I'm not like a big Northern Lion guy, but I do like I have seen some of his content, stream stuff, all that. It's a weird joke. Interesting. I'll have to look that one up. Okay. Well, again, thank you for the raid, guys. I know you're leaving an IRL dinner. I see. I missed your first chat. I'm with Haz. We IRL streamed and had dinner. It was cool. Okay. I missed that. I don't know how. Sorry, I'm out of practice at getting raided, I guess. Okay. We do need to do this before, like, I do want to finish off this box of Ninja Spinner here. Start off and finish off. So we're probably going to do another hits only thing with this. It's 30 packs in here though. Good Lord. 30 packs of 5 cards each only. So that or I open them individually and it just takes forever to do. Anyways, everybody go follow Haz Agent. while I do this. I mean, also stay here, but also go drop a follow. And for Coalition Chris too. That's my bro. I always want to put that upside down. One of his chatters would have explained the dinner if it was Germa-esque bit or not, but you never asked. That's true, but I do know what it's like for to raid and like not have a super active chat go with me on the raid, you know, and just kind of either lurk or just hang out if it's a new stream for them. So I ain't mad about it. It's all good. Let's do this. Let's do this though. I appreciate the raid though. I really do. And I hope it was a wonderful dinner and yeah, y'all had a good time. Maybe we can do the same thing. I might, believe it or not, I'm pretty sure Chris and Haz can't hear me at this point because they had to like leave and go travel around. They just rated out from an IRL stream. That's not the same as rating from like a desktop stream. You can't just sit there and just happily chat away, right? But yeah. Oh, 1 second. Okay, never mind. Okay. I was saying it's different from a desktop stream. So yeah, it is. It's all good. We're gonna do this. I just got to decide whether I want to go pack by pack because I've done enough mega pack stuff shenanigans tonight. That's probably enough of that. Would be interesting to do the Japanese 5-card packs individually like that. It's just gonna take a while, but for the video, for the short, it has to be under 3 minutes. So it's gonna be heavily edited. But okay, let's do it. Save what, Rurutu? I had to saw through this huge piece of wood like 2 days ago. I still haven't used I haven't used a saw in years. My arm is still sore. Well, I mean, even then, that's not like just a standard activeness. I don't think that it's, well, I mean, I don't know what your activity is like, so I guess I can't really say. But I'm just trying to make you feel better about it. It's unnecessary. You didn't ask for that, but I can't help myself sometimes. And you might be thinking, Bray, are you saying you tried to make someone feel better by disagreeing with them? Yeah, that's me. Welcome to the channel. And I'm sorry about me. I'm just like that, I guess. Why am I'm not ready. I haven't started recording. I haven't even said anything about this. It's there. I want to open it. If your hand is sore, the cut is bad. Like the saw is dull, you mean, or like the technique? I used to sore for like half a day after, but it's just my actual upper arm muscle, bicep. I don't know the name of that muscle. If you mean the one on the back of your arm, the 3 muscles there's your triceps. The sort of like bundled together 2 muscles that are here, that's your biceps. Like basically, if you hold your hand out like this, the muscle that faces front is your bicep. The ones that are facing backwards are your triceps. And it would make sense if you're using a push saw, that it would be your triceps. If you're using something like, well, I don't know if you could see it, but right here is a Japanese pole saw. That would likely be more biceps related. Right. From the moment I used a pole saw, a Japanese pole saw, I was like hooked. It feels so much more logical to pull to saw because you have more control over your body when you're pulling. Anyways, whatever. Pokemon cards. All right. I'm actually gonna give myself some space here. How did I do this last time? Not like that. There we go. I did it that way. It can be kind of hard to adjust this thing sometimes. This gives my arms a lot more range of motion, which is nice. Okay. Mix of the two. If you're woodworking, all tools should be liquid with time, but nonetheless. Ah, the saw then. Okay, there you go. All right. Thank you for the insight, Lampfell. Appreciate that. I have a new controller. So this is basically a wireless follow focus that I'm using. It's just a little wireless controller I have like over here to adjust the thing. It's complicated, but there's another controller that I have coming in that will automatically, if I set an A point and B point, like this is the A point where I pull cards, right? And then this right here is the B point. Like I can just push a button and it'll do the focusing for me, but without any focus breathing or autofocus nonsense that just doesn't like trading cards for some reason. But anyways, I digress. Let's finish this off. Let's just start ripping through some packs and see what we get. Okay. Sorry, this is in the recording. Wet my whistle real quick. Okay. At this point, I've opened 2 boxes of the Japanese Pokemon set Ninja Spinner, the latest set that just came out in Japan, and I love it. Now, when you're watching this video, it won't be the latest set anymore. This video comes out, a while after I record it, but I have 1 box left, and I gotta see what's in this thing, so we're ripping the whole box right now. But for you, you'll pretty much just see the hits. All right, let's see what we get. I got to decide whether, like, I have to basically plan out how I'm going to handle the card show, what I'm going to get. This is part of that. Okay. It just confuses me that Greninja is upside down. I keep wanting to have the box like this. Now, so far, my chases, I have 2 chases here, and I'm sure I share those chases with a lot of people. I so far have gotten out of the evolution line from, Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja. I've so far gotten the Frogadier. I want the Froakie and I want the Greninja. So whatever I get, I'm going to turn my ring. No, I can't actually do that. So whatever I get, I'm going to be possibly getting more Ninja Spinner. Or, of course, I could wait for Chaos Rising, which is supposedly what this set is going to be called. Now, these packs have only 5 cards per pack, so this could take a while. But again, you'll just see the fun parts. Not you, chat. The people watching the video in like 2 months. X1. Oh, no. Zero Mortis. I got it. It took me a second, but I got it. Said Ninja Spinner. Nice. It is. I like Ninja Spinner a lot, actually. It took me a sec to get your name, but I did. I think. Did I? I forget if there's a pack trick for these, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to... Phantom. Okay. You know what? I'm not naming off every Pokemon. Already with the secret rare Dragalge. Look at that. And I'm not even in focus. I'm just too excited. There we go. Already with the secret rare Dragalge, like right off the bat. Look at that. I do have the SIR of this. That's actually wait, did I get the SIR out of... Now I don't remember where I got the... Okay, never mind, whatever. Okay, I do have an SIR Dragalge, but this is a really sick card. Okay. That is really good. Okay, that's a good start. First pack magic. I don't know what it is. If I could bottle it and sell it, I would. But it's usually what happens with me. That doesn't mean stop watching the video. You can keep doing that. There's still other stuff we'll get. I've heard time and time again, these Japanese boxes, these booster boxes don't have great hit rates. Only get the ones that are high class boxes, but they don't have those for every set. And I don't like waiting. And guess what? The hit rates have actually been pretty good. Bergmite. Okay. All right. Abalug. And that guy. I haven't played Legend ZA in a while, so I forgot that guy's name. Help me out in chat, somebody. Or don't. It's okay. Altoy, Phantom. Okay. Caldeo and Deoxys. Okay. Trying to go fast, everybody. And yes, I do open these upside down. They just feel easier to open from the bottom. Skrelp. We got the Froakie! We got it! We got the Froakie! We got a chase card! Let's go! That's awesome. This is one of the cards I wanted. One of the two. That is insane. Oh my God. That's awesome. Woo, buddy. And hand delivered to me is one of the three. So we are 2 out of 3 now. That's right. Ah, that's awesome. I hope that reaction was not out of proportion, because that is literally how excited I felt. There's your new home, buddy. All right. Well, the new home is going to be the Pokedex. Whenever there's a matching set, unfortunately, I kind of want it because it's going to go I want to build the coolest Pokedex ever, and that's a great way to do it. All right. Trubbish. Yeah, I got the better version of you. Yeah, that's right. Already. I mean, you're great too. Don't worry. Okay. And these feel so skinny, these packs. Cannot believe we got that so early in this. What if, because that is an what is it? Okay, so that's an art rare. The Greninja is a secret art rare. So we could still get that in this box. Okay, got the Gourgeist EX. Do already have that. I guess there is a pack trick to this. It's like a 1 card to the front, but I hesitate to do that. It doesn't matter. It's 5 cards. It doesn't change much. Beldum, Quillfish. Oops, messed that one up. Octillery, Xerneas, and Gudra. I swear, if you want to learn Pokemon names, rip packs in other languages, you will eventually learn those names without the name on the card to help you out. I am still going to forget some. Caldeo and Emma. I unironically love the art of that Kakuna, though. The way it's framed in the exact center of the card gives it such a weird eldritchy look. The Kakuna is really cool. It is. And I love that Beedrill that I got. It was so sick. Good. There's great art in this set. But like we can acknowledge that the modern sets kind of all have pretty great art. And there it is. Hey, you were just talking about this. There you go. Uno reverse. I'm not even making sure I'm in the center. Eldritch, I say. How eldritch can it really be if you can pronounce its name? Weedle. Donphan. Deoxys. All right. I've lost count about, I'm not saying I lost count because we've done so many. When I saw that Froakie, I just flipped out as you were there. Okay, AZ. AZAF. All right. We can do this. I know Greninja's in here. I know it. And I don't mean the regular Greninja either. Okay, Claydol. I don't mean the regular one, the regular EX. All right. I know what you're thinking there. Box or Heart of the Cards or whatever. I know. No, I mean the SAR. That's what we're looking for to finish out the set. Imagine doing that right now. Imagine. Oops. Got the B-Drill EX. I did get this before, and it was my first B-Drill card. Actually, I'm going to back this out a little bit. It helps me stay in frame. So cool to get another one, but don't need it because we got the secret rare in the last box with a really cool purple background. And the yellow of B-Drill plus purple goes really well together. Ask me how I know. Okay, Gumi Golbat. Okay, we did get this one already. We did get the art rare Crobat before. And that's fine. We also have an SIR Crobat already in the Pokedex, but still such a sick card. Is it just me, or is there a lot of purple in this set? I feel like there is, and that makes me happy. Maybe it's to offset how much blue and green are in the Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja set of cards. But hey, whatever. Still a good pull. Still a hit. And that can go into the trade binder. These boxes have hits. Don't listen to people who say they don't. If they're just relying on the guaranteed hits that you get in high class boxes, that's just easy mode. Pull rates are good in these too. Yo, that Tauros is sick. Look at that. I did not have a full art Tauros yet. That is dope as heck. I'll take it. Just like with some other cards, we got to find the counterpart for this. Like, what is Tauros about to run over? But no, yeah, Natty, this is one of the best Tauros cards I have seen. This is really rad. Oh, that's going to look so sick in the Pokedex. I know I say that all the time. When I have a goal, I get hyper fixated on it. Okay, just take it easy on me, all right? Like, I have a vision, and I am pursuing said vision. There is nothing wrong with that. Pursue your vision too. And if you're like, why didn't he zoom in on the card? Editing. We can still do that, but I want to leave it up to the editor. So. Esper, all right. Right. Ooh, we got the secret rare jumbo ice cream. Delicious and nutritious. That's a pretty cool trainer card. That's cool. I'll take that. That really looks sick. It really feels like it's sparkling. Look at that. Wow. What a jewel of a card. It's just really pretty. I don't usually go in for. I mean, there are some really cool full art trainer cards. I don't usually get too excited about them, but I really like that one. The aesthetic of it's very cool. Skrelp. Lit Leo. That's lit. Leo. Tauros. We're more than halfway through at this point. You should put that in the vanilla spot of the Pokedex as a gag. That's very funny. I like that. I like that. Or if you have like a vanillish collection or that of that evolution line, just throw it in there. But like rest in peace vanillish, and it's just a jumbo ice cream. Sorry. Okay, edit that out. Okay. Golisopod. Quillfish. Okay. Urseed. Chestnut. And Emma. All right. Is there? I'm guessing there's a chestnut art rare or secret art rare. Actually, that's not supposed to go there. It's supposed to go there. There we go. Sligoo. Crobat. All right. I hope we didn't use up all of our luck just yet. I usually keep a neater pack than this, but I'm going through these pretty quickly. A neater stack, I mean. Not pack. Okay. Deoxys. Garbodor. We're pulling literal trash now. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not. That's what happened, but... I can't believe we pulled the Froakie. That is crazy. It really is. I'll count them after this one. I feel like I'm getting more confident with opening Japanese packs because I had trouble with them at first to the point where I was just using scissors and making mega packs, but up until very recently. But okay, all right. So we do have that already. That's fine. Okay. It's all right. We got a ton. If you think I'm disappointed right now, I'm not. I'm not. It's just, I'm kind of coming down from that. Like, wow. This box is kind of cracked, honestly. But I feel like I think we're supposed to get an SAR. That reminds me, 8 more Pokemon, you break into the 900. That's crazy. Okay, so we now have how many left? 5 packs left. 5 left. I'm actually going to put these in the box. Don't worry, I sort and alphabetize all my bulk. I'm weird. It's just, I went through this faster than I normally do, so yeah. Yes, this is fast for me. Okay. AZAF, Deoxys. I know I'm being real quiet here, but I figure some of this is going to be fast forwarded anyway. And the more I talk, the more the temptation is to slow that down in the edit, and then it's too long of a video. So I did that is I love the art for this Ampharos card. It is very, very cool. Oh boy, 3 packs left. Trubbish. That's a bunch of trubbish. So is that pack. That's fine. And now this is the second to last pack, and that means this is the penultimate pack. Because it's the second to last. And that's all that means. But it sounds way cooler than saying second to last. All right. We're almost done here. No SAR for this just yet, which is crazy. Because I've gotten one out of every one of them, I think. Right? I don't actually know if it's guaranteed with these. Again, if you want guaranteed hits, high-class boxes. But we've gotten a lot of hits. That's what matters. Okay. Mega Pyroar EX. We do have, and this is it. Last pack mojo, buddy. Come on. Help me out. Greninja is in here. From outside to inside the pack goes Greninja. Thank you, Midi Moonstorm. Yes, indeed. Last pack magic, last pack mojo. Let's get it. Stunky. Flappy. Froakie. Ho-oh. Oh, no. Okay, well, you know what? Still, I got one of my 3 chases from this box. I ain't even half mad. I am super happy. We have this. We've got the Frogadier. We just need the Greninja now, and that is so awesome. And this is coming from someone who's been trying to get the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur for Mega Evolution for a while now. And instead has only gotten 4 of the Bulbasaurs for it. Chasing cards is fun. This is why I never do it. So there we go. Let me bring up the hits here. There you have it. A bunch of great hits from this. The Tauros. I got to come back to the Tauros. That is a rad card. That is a super rad card. And of course, the Crobat and probably the Jumbo Ice Cream 2 are going to go in the trade binder. But this Froakie has a home waiting for it in the most epic Pokédex of all time. Or so it shall be. Eventually. After a lot more time and money. Yes, so that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I should be coming back from this card show this weekend with a lot of cool stuff to open, so don't miss it. Get subscribed or hit follow. I'll see you in the next one. Bam, that's a video for you right there. You know, it's funny because I've had the example to follow for a long time of just stream stuff and then make videos from that. And I've kind of done that with pre-built reviews, but just doing shorter ones like this. And I like the person who I've seen doing this longer than anybody else is Ludwig. Ludwig was doing that since like forever ago. But it really is, it is good. If you're ever like, I want to do content creation and I want to be a streamer, you put those things together right off the bat. YouTube discoverability is not what it used to be, but it's still way better than Twitch. I'll tell you that. Except on the streaming side. Because yeah. But thank you for the chant, Midi Moonstorm. And thank you, you guys, for reacting to all that stuff. That does help keep me energized for it. Fun fact, today is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed 22nd anniversary. Fact brought to you by my friend who is obsessed with Scooby-Doo and just added me in Discord to inform me of that. Lamfell, yes. Currently that Ludwig, yes. Something French person, I don't know. Guys, we got the Froakie. We got the Froakie. I might need to pick up more Ninja Spinner at the card show. No, I have 2 boxes coming in because I forgot that I ordered these 3. And Shanala, by the way, that is peak. Putting the jumbo ice cream in the spot for Vanillish is so funny. Okay, that's very funny. Oh, okay. Well, that was good. We got a lot done in a somewhat short amount of time. Now, don't forget, barring unforeseen circumstances, Rare Saturday stream is happening this Saturday, an IRL stream from a card show in San Antonio that I've never been to before. It's going to be my second card show ever, so don't miss that. Keep an eye on the announcements channel in the Discord for when I'm going to be going live, but it's probably going to be something like at 11 a.m. Central, maybe even earlier. I'm going to try to be, it opens at 10, and I'm going to try to be there right at 10. So it might be like a straight up morning stream. So, yeah, please don't miss that. How far of a drive to San Antonio for you? It's a couple hours. It's not bad. Anyone else has the Quebec M&M copy pasta? I don't. And I don't know that one. But if it came to mind, I'm sure I imagine it's a funny one. Only 2 Pokemon left from Gen 4 and Gen 5. That is so close. That's crazy. Ninja Spinner did a lot for Gen 5, I think. I don't know. I have to look. Man, after all of this, Natty, we got to do some data mining throughout like the history of the because the Pokedex like spreadsheet has activity history, right? Just like general stuff of like what was what was flagged at different dates, and then comparing that to like, well, I don't know, there's already lists of what Pokemon's and whatever. I like data. Okay, I'm just not good with it, but I do like it. I'm just not good with it. Well, look who's burning the midnight oil if it isn't my buddy Emmett. All right, one of my favorite streamers, period. An awesome speedrunner guy, retro gamer, Emmett, is streaming right now. We're gonna go and drop a raid for him. And this is the person who I flew to San Francisco to build a PC for. She's a super cool dude. So you want to stick around, check that out. Even just give me 90 seconds, if anything, even if you got to, oh, there's an ad in progress. Twitch. How do you know? We can data mine that for sure. In fact, if you look at the top right near the PFPs of the people in the file, this is a version history button that you can click and look at all the versions and saves. That's super cool. Okay. Please, even if you have to go, even if you're not into raiding, just drop a few emotes for me when we raid my buddy Emmett, because he's probably been streaming for a long time, and we want to hype him up a little bit. Oh, only about an hour. He's fine, but still. Playing Final Fantasy. We love that. All right, guys, we're going to raid Emmett. Thank you so much for hanging out for this. And please, please come and join me on Saturday for the IRL stream from the card show. It's going to be super fun. Or it's not, and I will need your company. I will need you all to keep me company if it's bad. It's probably not going to be bad. San Antonio is a great town, has some great card shops there. So there's going to be great vendors there. It's going to be fun. We're having fun. All right. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out, guys. I will see you on Saturday. Until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!